Welcome to the Indigo League, where trainers grow and bond with their Pokemon to become the very best and prove themselves unbeatable.
We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fall, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you guys so much for joining us today on our episode of Unbeatable. Today, you join us all in a very dramatic moment as we are going to smash zoom directly into the face of one Gavin Newman as he is staring at the monitor in front of him at the Seafoam Weather Institute, staring at a currently closed door on the outside of Voss Co, where he has just seen what he believes to be a familiar face walking through those doors in the form of criminal Graham Elhurst.
It's like a contra-zoom trombone shot.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I know what that is.
Vindication! I sprint off to go upstairs.
Okay, you run. You see like three techs all just like confusedly like look at you as you. And it takes a second to get up those spiral stairs in the middle. So it's just kind of like three guys. You pass by and like a couple of the cast forms are like cast form, and like you go by. Eventually you get up to the second floor where there's all those.
We'll start as a sprint. He's walking at a normal walking pace by the time he gets to the top of the stairs.
So as you get to the top, you can see that there are those like glass windows with all the doors and everything, and you can see that Seth and Coryne are both still speaking to Professor Wichita, who is there, and she is very excitedly like hunched over like a binder, and she's flipping through it. You can't hear what she's saying now because it's kind of like muffled through the glass and everything. Enter the scene as you will.
Voss Co, asshole, Graham.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
I saw downstairs they got cameras all over the whole city.
Okay.
And I saw Graham.
Observation network?
Yeah, that thing. I saw Graham walking into Voss Co.
Shut the fuck up. No, you didn't.
I did.
But
is that stuff downstairs live or is that recorded?
That should all be a live feed from
He's there now.
The island. Who is this? I don't know who this person. You see, Professor Wichita is very confused.
I'll
Please,
take Wichita aside and I'll just be like, Graham is someone we ran into when we first started at like Pokemon Adventure, and I think they're getting into trouble. I wouldn't
terrorist.
Coryne Corinne's shoulders like go up to her ears and is like, ah.
To some, maybe more than a friend. I looked at Coryne, I looked back, but others, I would say maybe
romance.
not. I don't know.
Terrorist.
Weird.
We have to go. I have to go. We have to go. And I grab both of them by their shirts, and I'm like,
We'll talk later.
Are we done? Are we? I have to go. And Coryne just starts, not like running, but you know that like walk where it's like stomp walking to every. Yeah, that.
I'll give my contact info to Miss.
You can
Wichita.
do the little like phone tap thing, and Professor Wichita goes, yes, I understand how this is used. As you guys like leave. Okay.
Coryne is like stomping, not really following or not really paying attention to who's following behind her. Probably
Coryne,
gets.
watch your step. There's steep stairs.
Coryne hears that and just kind of stops for a second and like freezes.
Okay, well, don't just stop on the stairs. We're in motion currently. Maybe. Are you okay?
No. I don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, let's get to the bottom of the stairs and then make that decision of what we should do next. Is that okay?
Yeah, the angle you're currently at, Gavin and Coryne can't even like see each other where you're at on the stairs.
Let's just one step at a time, literally.
Okay.
These are steep stairs.
Corinne's gonna start taking steps and going down the stairs, and the whole time she's just gonna be like, why is he here? The broker said that his whatever, what the fuck was this? Dead fish bones?
Dead fish bones, yes.
Send him on a mission.
Dead bones?
Send him on a mission.
No, it's dead fish bones.
Who gives a shit? The bad guys gave him a mission outside of whatever, and now he just shows up here. What the fuck is he doing here? Also, it's Voss Co, and I I hope I'm at the
told
bottom of the
you.
stairs.
Assholes.
We don't know that, though. And I turn and I look at Seth and I just go,
I'm
what
not.
about... No, but what about you? This is... Do we go and, like,
We
beat his
can
ass? Or
go
do we
if
wait?
you want, yeah. Do you know, like, what door entrance there was? There's probably like 100 doors on Voss Co's building.
Was it the main one?
It wasn't the main entrance, but in the shot, it's mostly pointed at like open sky and stuff, so you can see like details of like, oh, okay, these are the streets where these two streets meet. You could probably pretty easily find your way to that door from the exterior of the building.
It wasn't like the main entrance, but I've seen the entrance.
What do you mean it wasn't the main entrance?
It was like, and I tell them where it was.
I don't know if you recall, but remember how Voss Co is split into two halves, a front and a back half?
Mm-hmm.
It would be on the back half of the building.
Is that accessible to anybody?
Not to you.
Yeah. What the fuck? So,
There's a
already
whole
has
half
an
of this
in?
building that we haven't been able to access. They're doing shady shit and working with terrorists. These people are assholes.
Yeah.
So you want to go to the building with the terrorist in it?
I don't want to, but I've left some of my stuff in there.
Yeah, so all right, so why don't we go, and let's see if Taub is still here. We could see if he might be able to help us access that part of the building. Potentially, if they walked in the door, they shouldn't be too far in, maybe, right? I don't know.
Okay. Doing the quick glance around, you can see that Taub is like deep in a one-sided conversation with one of the techs there. He is just speaking words, and the tech is kind of like vaguely just kind of like drifted out of paying attention at this point.
Taub, quick,
that's
sorry
why
to
I
interrupt.
think that- oh.
Taub, I'm sorry, I'm going to borrow Taub for a minute. You could finish that
Please.
conversation later, if you could.
No,
Okay.
please, that's fine. Take
Cool,
it.
awesome. Hey, do you know where? And I'll point to whatever screen that Gavin saw him on. Do you know where this part of the building is? Like, what's in that part of the facility?
That would be on B side. Nope.
Ooh, and that was
Nope.
a long thought.
What do you
I
know?
had to think about, well, because the thing is, right, is like B side is like for like all the confidential projects and everything. So like they don't let me near that side of the building very often. The only side of that building I've ever been allowed to is the fossil lab, and I dropped that craniodose fossil that one time, so they really just don't really let me up there anymore.
Makes sense. Do you know if, like, in terms of the confidential stuff, obviously you can't like talk about it, let alone if you even know anything about it. But like, have you seen like any like suspicious people go into that side of the building before?
I need you to roll the biggest persuade roll you've ever rolled in your life.
Okay.
I need you to roll the
Can I
biggest
assist?
persuade roll. I will give an advantage to that because of the other two kind of also pressuring Taub at the moment.
He's my intelligence.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
Peer pressure, peer pressure.
Betray your corporate masters.
So I rolled a. So wait, I do get an advantage or no?
You got an advantage for that.
You have nothing to lose but your chains, Taub.
8.
And since you got an 8, I'm gonna go ahead and say that as like Taub kind of thinks about it, and like again, you guys are some of the few people who talk to him. So like his expression is very much not like, oh, I'm doing something bad. It's more like a, I'm genuinely thinking because this is a question that's been asked and I'm actually considering it. And he goes, well, like suspicious people know, like why there's no, the security is great for a reason. But like, I mean, I know that R&D is on 7B and 6B. I know that the guest vault is on 2B. Product development is on 2 through 5B. Oh, and then like all the Omnistone research stuff is on 72B.
Okay. Is there like an anonymous tip line?
Yeah.
Like for suspicious people?
Yeah, actually, so the security blocked my number a while ago. So basically, I have an anonymous tip line. It's just my phone.
Okay, they blocked your number as in...
As in, like, I get now a little message every time I call that's like, hey, if this is you, you shouldn't call. But if it's an emergency, leave a message.
Oh, okay. I mean, is there like a person we could talk to?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like, we should maybe go talk to like Officer Delta, right? Who was it that we had met before? Like the captain of the...
Okay. You don't want to talk to any of the actual security guards. Those guys are scary. But if you want to lodge a complaint, you can. If you want to talk to somebody, the front desk security is always willing to help, and they're a lot nicer than like the roaming security guards. Those guys are like ex-ace trainers. They're scary. But there's also the online form that you can fill out as well.
I looked,
and I'm pretty sure that's anonymous.
Do you want to wait for an online form, or would you rather go to the desk and
Those
talk to
online
them?
forms come through as emails. No one's going to check that for hours.
That used to be my job. I concur. You get the feeling that Taub's had a lot of jobs.
Corinne's hands are so fucking sweaty. It's not even funny. Corinne, like, kind of takes Taub's shoulders and spins him around and, like, makes him face the other direction, and then just whispers, kind of, to Seth specifically. If I walk in there and play this how I want to play this, I could fuck this up really bad, and that's the last thing that I want to do.
Okay. How do you want to play this?
Well, my goal would
Mhm.
be to walk in there, haul his ass out, and interrogate the shit out of him, and ask him every fucking
Okay.
thing he knows. And I look at Gavin at that yes, and I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up, and I say, but if Gavin happens to be, if Gavin happens to be right, and some kind of connection is between Dead Bones, Graham, the fucking Voss Co, and the tournament, what do we do about that?
I really wish I had an answer, and you know,
also Dead Bones, Fossil Lab. We don't think that's a little weird. These people.
No,
don't
I
get
think his
named
name's
these
just a
things
little
for
silly
nothing.
and goofy.
Mate,
They don't-
I
they
have
don't-
Okay,
a
okay.
suggestion.
What?
And it's not, it's not
Taub?
burning the place down. Okay? We've already been told what to do if there's more developments with rocket shit. Tell Ranger Robert.
Isn't it a different color of rocket? Wasn't the...
Aaron returning. This is not Taub turning around. Yes. Dead Bones
Crimson,
was a
right?
crimson rocket.
Crimson
Ranger
rocket,
Roberts
yeah.
was a thing. However, Gavin's statement is almost 100% correct in that you were told if there was rocket development, not crimson, not blue, rocket development. Taub is still turned around, but Aaron is tired of not looking at the camera.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
The FOMO
I've
was real.
led us screaming, charging into enough dangerous situations to say, let's call the professionals.
How
That's a
long ago
Gavin
did you
thing
see
to
that again?
say.
When did you see the camera?
About 7 minutes ago.
Do we call him now?
Oh, were you looking at the one? You hear Taub kind of like say from like he's turned around in the corner, kind of echoes off of the thing.
Taub?
And he says
You're
it like
rocking
one
it.
as though you like won a tournament, like the word won, WON.
The what? Who? Where?
The Weather Observation Network.
Yes.
Oh, I can pull up the footage from that. I use
Sure,
it
yeah,
sometimes
we're
to
more
delete when I fall in public. Because they
We're-
like to
we're-
clip that.
First of all, yes. Second
Those
of all, we were more
fucking
trying to work
bitches.
out a timeline of where people might currently be.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
just go like 10 minutes back on that
But
door?
it would be great to have that.
You see that the lab tech that you had offered to take Taub from earlier goes, no, he's not going to touch it. I got you. Okay. All right. You said 10 minutes? Okay, and he starts to
Sure.
slow,
Should I
like
start
rewind at
calling?
like 2 times speed.
I think so. I
Go
think
for
so.
it.
I mean,
I
I
start
would
calling
like him
Ranger
out of the
Robert.
building.
Okay. You start dialing. As you're dialing, the rest of you are able to see that after a moment, there's like you see like a dark shape, like kind of rewind backwards out of the door. And he goes, this one right here. And you can see now that from around the corner,
Enhance.
from where there's no zoom and enhance. That's a fake technology that's never existed.
Yes, fake technology in this world where these large monsters
fake
get
technology
turned
that's
into red
never
lasers into
existed
capsules.
until the next iteration of Premiere, in which case there's actually something that looks very similar to Zoom in and Enhance. That's true. But it comes from around the corner on the thing, and you can see clear as day, dark clothing, not like branded towards a particular rocket. This looks like much more like civilian darker clothing with his like t-shirt and everything. You can see Graham turn the corner, and his hand is like obscured, and he does something to the keypad by the door, and then the door opens and he goes through.
And I confirm 1,000% that that is Graham.
Make me a intelligence check.
Why would you make it that? Why would you
Because
do that
this
to
is
me?
this is your brain knowledge.
I don't
Actually,
think I've
or
ever seen.
I've been
I would
up
make it
close and personal
intelligence
with him.
or fortitude. I would also allow because it's your ability to control yourself in this situation and to not.
Thank you
panic.
so much.
You're
I've
welcome.
been up close and personal with him. Can I help out?
You're on the phone.
I will in just a
I
second.
am
You
on
were
the phone.
dialing, but what'd you roll?
13.
13. Corinne's face when she sees this, there is no doubt in Corinne's mind. This is Graham. You don't even need to roll, Gavin. You do not have an emotional attachment to this. This is whether or not she's being paranoid. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever seen.
You've
him.
never encountered this guy. You've only heard
I've
about him a
never
lot.
seen his picture, and I just know his name. So
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. This does nothing for you.
I'm like, that's
Didn't you see him
is
on
that him?
news
You're
footage?
I don't know that Corinne ever actually showed that to you guys, if I remember correctly,
I don't think
because
so.
Corinne received that from Poppy.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you're dialing and you hear yellow as you hear Ranger Roberts' voice come through the line.
Hi, Ranger Robert. It's Gavin Newman.
Newman.
Yes. Hello. We're in Seafoam City right now at the Weather Institute, and we just witnessed a terrorist, one of the rockets, entering the Voss Co tower.
How long ago was this?
This is about, I give him the correct time, but 10
Okay.
minutes ago.
And if you want, you can very quickly just recount all the details that you have access
will,
to,
yeah.
locations, things like that. And he goes, "Okay, thank you. Your tip has been taken. I will contact the proper authorities."
Thank you very much.
You're not there right now, are you?
you're not the
No,
prophet.
we're at the Weather Institute.
Good. Do not
We
return
can
there.
be there if you need. Oh,
Oh, but my
Ever?
tent's still there.
Like ever?
Until I hear back. Yeah, and this is Gavin. Gavin is not on speakerphone at the moment, so you're just hearing Gavin.
I have really good ears, actually, Aaron. So I heard everything.
Ranger Robert's one of those people you can hear from like 5 feet away on the phone, not speaker, like
my
my
Uncle
mother.
Bob.
Uh,
And,
but
I imagine
um,
that phone call just started with, yeah. That's all you can hear from
You-
across.
No, there. Don't go back until I give you the okay. I know Seafoam's a little crowded right now. I can't see this taking more than a couple hours. But until you see proof that they've left, or I give you the all clear, you're not to go back there.
Understood.
You kids stay safe.
Thank you.
Dink.
Um,
Here on the other line.
I'm gonna quickly message Tanner and Anne to tell them to meet us at
The housing that you
I
need to go
have.
to is a separate building than the actual Voss Co building. That
Okay.
should actually be safe to go back to and not included in the warning.
Okay, cool.
so,
Even
what did
building
he say?
A is off limits.
Oh, he's gonna get in touch with the proper authorities, and we should not go near the building
Who are the
until
proper
it's
authorities?
resolved. I'm guessing the Jennies or the
are.
local ace trainers.
Street justice.
Did you guys just swap my work building?
No, not
Potentially.
at all. By the way, I have a question for
No.
you. How often does the footage cycle? Like, do you keep it forever? Does it
Actually,
get
that's a question
deleted?
for me. As you see, like the tech who's still sitting there. We cycle it every 24 hours, and we only archive major weather events. I've already clipped this though because it seemed like it was kind of important. You did call the police, so we have that for whenever the authorities contact.
Good on you. So sorry for pulling you into this.
Gang.
Okay.
It's like a depressed 20-something sitting there in his fucking in his jacket.
Is this like the most exciting thing that's happened besides major weather
Yeah.
events?
Yeah.
Um,
First of all, fuck you. Major weather events are. Never mind.
no, major weather
She didn't
events.
say
are fucking dope
besides
anyway.
major weather events.
Okay.
I intended. So there's no way for us to see if this individual has entered the building multiple times in the past.
Unless he's made of storm clouds. No, sorry.
He is a storm cloud. Fucking
I mean,
anyway.
would you have been recording footage during the time when the Gyarados storm was happening?
He was there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we would have from
Storms were
this
happening,
island.
like, pretty consistently for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, they were on Route 21. They weren't really hitting us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you need anything else, I'm assuming the police is going to be contacting us at some point.
Probably.
Most
Real
likely.
quick, is there anything that you guys needed?
No,
And Tab goes,
no, I'll let
actually,
you
I
get back
fell on my way to
speaking
work
with
this
Tab.
morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tab, we'll catch you later. We're gonna go.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. So it would have been around 6:15 a.m.
Guys,
Guys can head out.
So I guess we'll go to the where do we go? Like, I thought we were gonna like do this and then regroup back at Voss Co and then go to the next event. But now that that's out of the situation, that's kind of changed.
If you want, I can tell you what
yeah.
the next couple hours are going to look like, if you guys would like.
Well, I have a question. Coryne kind of hesitates as we're walking away and is like, could we keep the camera on the door and see when he leaves?
You
wanna
assume
stay
that that's
here?
probably what that tech is doing and the
Yeah.
task he's been given.
Well, 'cause I don't think they're gonna move that camera. That's where the camera was
Yeah.
positioned. So it'll.
Why is the
stay
camera
on it.
positioned there?
Because they're positioned all over the island.
Oh, so
Or
it just
it's-
happens to catch the
Yes.
entrance, the back entrance.
There's
of the
not
Voss
even
Co.
one
big enough
pointed at the
building.
main entrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the side of a building that's in frame.
Yeah, like you know how you like
Okay.
local news has like weather cams everywhere. It's just like double the amount of weather cams. So like you're
Exactly.
bound to have like a door in one of them.
Okay. All right.
Let the story happen, Kenna.
Kenna said, "I don't believe this."
I'm
My suspension
paranoid.
is completely broken.
That's
Coryne and
pretty
Kenna are
weird.
paranoid.
I don't think that's how that happens.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, real quick, regardless of where you choose to ride this out, whether or not you choose to stay here at the Weather Institute, or you choose to head to the Voss Co housing, which is a separate building, which is where like your families will eventually be staying and everything. Wherever you choose to ride this out, it is gonna be about 3-ish hours before you hear anything back. You are going to get back a call from Ranger Robert if you would like to receive that, Gavin. It's going to ring for a second, and he goes, "Hey, Gavin, you there?"
Hello.
Okay. So I contacted the authorities, and they sent somebody by. Unfortunately, Voss Co did allow them in, but unfortunately, they did not find any evidence of any currently known members of the Crimson Rockets or the Blue Rockets. However, what the tip you gave us is kind of a big allegation to be putting in. So I wouldn't be surprised if the best job wasn't done. You'd mentioned earlier you still have some stuff in the building. I would highly suggest maybe gathering that, not staying there. But at the moment, the best I can do is continue to ask the ACE trainers to keep an eye on the building, keep an eye on the local areas, and keep them on high alert. But
I mean, we have the footage.
I had them contact the Weather Institute like you had said, and they have the footage, but unfortunately, there's no evidence he's currently still in the building. Voss Co is claiming negligence of a security door. They don't know. Apparently, somebody fried the lock.
Okay, I mean, we're not accusing Voss Co of anything here. We're just...
But you are accusing Voss Co of having a door that can be opened by a terrorist who casually walked up and go in, which of course is we have the footage. I've seen it. But there's not a lot we can do about it.
Okay.
Coryne whispers after hearing the "we're not accusing Voss Co." Coryne goes, "Oh my god, did they tell them that we dropped that tip?"
Also, yeah, was this anonymous or no?
Oh, this is absolutely anonymous.
Okay.
I want it to be known.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no, I just told him I was from a random toted out. No, I'm fucking with you. It's Bowie. Bowie did the tip.
Jesus.
Bowie's gonna have 6 fucking
At the
like
end of the
red
message,
dots
it just
on
goes,
him.
So
Yep,
we don't need to be worried
both
about
did?
like Voss Co lawyers coming after us.
No. But there's not a lot that the local police departments or ace trainers can do without pushing a little bit back more on Voss Co, which I don't see happening anytime soon.
All right.
Capitalism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
But I would suggest not staying there if that is something that you are worried about. I can't in good conscience tell you that you would be safe there.
I mean, what we've got evidence of here is that there are terrorists at large in Seafoam
Mm-hmm.
during a major event. So I'm not sure any of us should feel safe anywhere, but I appreciate the warning.
What I did do is I called in a favor, and there are going to be a couple more ace trainer units in the area over the course of the next few weeks.
Put on
So that should hopefully that should hopefully deter any sort of hopefully deter. Oh, you put me on speaker. That should hopefully deter any sort of crime of any major kind over the next few weeks, at least through the tournament.
All right. Well, thank you. I know you did all you could.
You're welcome. Call me if you hear anything else, or if you kids manage to stumble into the plot of any major criminal organizations anytime soon.
I
Can't
promise
promise
we're
we
not
won't.
looking for it.
Did anything happen with that laptop?
I have no idea. I turned it over to the ace trainers.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, cool. We'll stay out of trouble as best as we can.
That's where we learn that the ace trainers are in and everything.
Don't get me started.
The call is off and everything. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys wanted to head back to the tower, grab your things, and then come back and just stay in one of the houses that have been given to you by Voss Co for the tournament. I don't know if you want to continue to stay in the tower. You can. It was just Ranger Robert's warning that you don't, but obviously.
What if we pass a familiar face in the hallway?
Exactly. So that's up to
I'm
you
not
guys.
worried about safety.
I mean, I am still worried about safety, like to a degree, but I feel like they got security there. We're not doing anything bad. We'll be fine.
Okay. So you are going to go back to the tower.
Yes.
Is Taub still with us?
No, you guys left him at the Weather Institute.
I was
He
talking
might.
to his friend.
He might inadvertently rat on us.
I'm not worried about it.
No, remember you told him to his face that you didn't that you guys didn't swat it. So based off his level of intelligence, he'll have no idea if you guys actually did or not.
Okay.
Wasn't us.
It wasn't us.
Will anybody else make that connection? Nah. Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
So-
fine. It's cool. It's fine.
With that, regardless of where you choose to stay, the next couple days are gonna go by tensely, but quietly. You guys are finishing out the rest of your downtime activities. We've all already marked the experience from our training days, because we've all already set aside what we were doing on those particular days. We've marked the money that you may have earned. You've marked any Pokemon that have been added to your team. However, 3 days before the tournament, 3 things are going to happen. The first is that in the AM, you guys are going to find yourselves to Seafoam's airport, because there is going to be a drop-off of a family of 4 that has been awaited by one Seth Wake.
Coryne, I invited your family.
Wake
4 of Corinne's mom. That's Corinne's entire family.
Just moms.
Just moms.
Full of moms.
Sometimes a family is
Best-
just 4
Best
mums.
family ever.
But at the airport, you are going to find one familiar figure that you are all able to recognize on site. There is Alicia Wake, the former Pokemon Ranger, still dressed in her uniform for some reason, even though, again, she's a retired Ranger, with like her, large hair and like very strong stature and smiling face. And as she spots the 4 of you, because I'm assuming Vermilion's with you, she gives a wave and then like pats what looks to be her husband on the shoulder and points over to you guys. And you can see there, Coryne, you'd be familiar with what this person physically looks like, but I don't think Gavin would have necessarily seen. There is a
Like the
man,
coolest person
probably 5'10" with a slight hunch, dark skin, kind of like shorter hairs on the side, with like a fisherman's cap over the top of his head, and like a bright orange like branded life preserver and like a blue Hawaiian shirt underneath, that you can see is like an interlocking of like water type designs on the Hawaiian shirt. He's wearing like board shorts with like little fisherman's hooks through the bottoms of them. They somehow let through security. And
They're not dangerous.
he's got like just like a larger bag over one shoulder, and in his other hand there is a small child, maybe like anywhere between like 5 to 10. It's hard to tell for you guys. They have a backwards baseball cap on, and they're just kind of glancing around, and the moment that they see Seth, they immediately let go of Finn Wake's hand, and you see like little flip-flops on the airport floor. And Seth, you get hit by a child rocket, as
Rocket!
your sister's rocket. Your sister's kid Ollie slams into you with all of their weight, and they give you a big hug.
Hello, Uncle Seth. How are you?
As they give you a giant hug. And then the other two of you who are able to look at the rest of the group, you see that there is a third adult member with the group, who looks like a slightly shorter, feminine version of Seth Wake. You can see that she has had her hair done in braids that is kind of pulled back in a bandana. She's wearing like a researcher's coat. Underneath, she's wearing like a very nice like sea green blouse, and like a pair of like very like professional business pants underneath. And you see that the three of them walk by. She immediately goes up and grabs the child and Seth and pulls them both into a hug and goes, "Oh, I missed you."
Hello. Hi.
Hi. And you have friends.
I do.
She turns and looks to all of you.
Roll call. This is Gavin. This is Vermilion. This is Coryne.
Okay.
Gavin,
Hi.
Vermilion, Coryne.
Shibuya,
This
roll
is
call.
Sarah. This is Ollie. This is my mom. This is my dad.
We've never
We
actually
don't-
had the
we
pleasure of
haven't,
meeting.
no.
The Finn Wake like reaches forward and gives
That
like
was
a
a bad roll
strong
call.
handshake. And Gavin, as you like offer your hand, you can see his hands are just like the most pockmarked, like scarred little like everywhere like a stray hook or like a like uncontrollable Pokemon has like nipped into them at some point. But he gives you a strong handshake and he goes, "It's a pleasure to meet all of you. You've been keeping my son safe, from what I've heard at the very least."
Yes.
It's an
Oh.
honor to meet you.
Of the four of us, he has been the safest.
Vermilion coughs and nods twice as they've been in danger the most out of the four of you.
Why
Sarah
is
goes,
Vermilion still our
All a
friend?
day's work.
"No idea. No, they should dump you immediately." Sarah goes to say something, but Ollie goes, "Oh, you're Uncle Seth's friends?"
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
Coryne, remember the butterfly sticker on the bottom of Myrtle's Pokeball?
Yeah, this one.
Ollie did that.
"That was me."
That was you?
And they raise their hand and they kind of wave it. "That was me. I did that."
This is the coolest Pokeball I own. Are you kidding me? The butterfly sticker?
You
a great
scratched
touch.
it.
Look, I got into a fight.
Corinne,
Can you fix
Damaged
it?
goods. Guess we gotta return the Pokemon.
you gotta
sadly.
get another sticker.
Sarah like reaches into the small backpack on the back of Ollie and like pulls out a sticker sheet and goes, you can just put another sticker on there." Ollie's, "Yeah,
It's not the same.
not the same."
Well, it just means that I use it all the time.
That's a good point.
Could you put another one on there for me so that I can see that?
Okay.
too?
And they immediately just take your Pokeball and slap a sticker onto the bottom of it next to it, and you see it's like that next to the butterfly. There's like a small dragonfly now that's down there, and it's just like a little insect sticker sheet.
Or Yamask.
Or
Or Yanmar, rather.
Incredible.
Yanma. Basically, yeah. But you like see this family, and there's this kind of like moment where the four of them are kind of like looking at the friends and looking at Seth, and it's like, it's very nice to meet your friends. Also, this is our son we haven't seen in several weeks / over a month. Kind of look, but there
We
isn't
can-
like nobody verbally says it.
I haven't seen you guys in like months. It's been great.
Gavin, let's go.
Let's
I
go to the
smelled
Eye House.
waffles over there.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's. Go get waffles.
How can I have waffles? You see Sarah gives like the three of you like a look like, and then like reaches into her wallet and like slowly pulls out a couple of bills. Could you
Yes, sure.
take?
Yeah,
Thank you, thank
and
you.
don't
Okay.
even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. And Coryne will.
I reach out and grab the money. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
I was
fine.
about to
They're
say,
good.
100%.
How much did I pocket? How much did I get?
you pocketed 30 poke.
30 poke. How expensive are these things? Jeez.
Oh my god. It was probably that thing of where Sarah was gonna
This
hand
is the
over a
kids.
large bill and get change back. It was probably what the plan was.
Yeah, she didn't need it. She's good.
Yeah, she's fine. She makes her grant
She's
money is
good.
pretty decent.
Yeah, we're okay.
Um,
Dang.
Cool.
but
We'll
the
meet
three
you
of
guys
you-
over there.
yes,
Will
we
do.
We'll see you in a moment. And Vermilion is just staring at Ollie like, I don't know how to interact with this thing.
Ollie, find a good
Vermilion.
sticker for Vermilion.
I try and put
Ollie do that?
Coryne
Vermilion.
between Vermilion and Ollie.
See, the thing is at this point, their uncle has now pointed out Vermilion to Ollie's perception, and Ollie is now gone, yes, I will find the perfect sticker. And they're just like looking through their sticker list, like, no. Yes. And they pull off just a big red caterpillar and just slap it on Vermilion's arm. And there's a moment where Vermilion looks at it. And looks at you. Or looks at Ollie. And then looks up at Sarah. And then looks at Ollie. And then looks at Seth. And goes, I will protect them with my life. And the two of them begin to walk off towards the iHouse.
Corinne's like,
funny.
wait, but I want to. Like immediately, the FOMO of missing, and like just goes to catch up with
Goes
Where we
after
going?
them. Yeah. The four of you can head off while Seth talks to his parents and sister. Immediately your dad's kind of like very like strong hand finds its way onto your shoulder. It's an interesting group of kids, son.
It is. We're cool. I promise. You're not there. Don't laugh at me.
He sends a look at Alicia Wake, and your mom kind of like looks at you and goes, "What are you not telling us?"
Nothing. We're good. It's fine. I promise.
Bruh.
We stayed out of trouble this time and
This time?
called the authorities. Well, I mean, we told you about the other times. That's normal.
So Sarah, who is not in the loop, looks at the three of you like, I don't know what I'm missing here. What is this conversation?
So we called Ranger Robert to give him an update. When we were at the Weather Institute checking stuff out, one of our friends saw a person walk into the back door of Voss Co that is potentially like, maybe a known terrorist. I don't know.
You know, you're
Um,
saying this like in front of a league official, like that. You're like Dad
I
has to
can't
report
believe-
this again.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's already been reported. So there's
Oh,
like,
okay, cool.
Yeah, if you want to double down, I guess.
And you
But
see Finn goes, "Oh, thank God, I did not want to do paperwork for this. I'm on vacation right now. Don't
yeah,
Here, do me a favor. If any more crimes happen, just tell your mother. Don't tell me until I go home. Just tell
I
your
look
mother."
to I look to Mom and I'm like,
She's
shit,
like,
yeah.
she's just like, why did I marry him? She just kind of like looks over and goes, there will not be any more crimes that you see over the course of our time here. But if there are, you did a good job.
I know
calling the
just who
authorities."
to tell.
The
It's
police.
not you guys. It'll be you, but not like layer of command. I got it. Yeah. Message received. But we're safe and sound. We're good. How was the trip over? Fine.
I mean, Dad didn't spring for anything higher than coach, so it was pretty crowded on the way over. You can see
But
Sarah like
affordable.
and Finn goes, "That's right," and he like gives you a fist bump. He goes, "Yeah, I think I'm paying for my flight on the way back," and he goes,
Valid.
"Thank the
That's fair.
legends." Yeah. But no, the flight over was fine. It was only a couple hours. No, the flight from Hoenn was way worse.
I was gonna ask how Hoenn, like, how did all your research stuff
So
go?
we ended up flying over Route 21 for some reason. I don't know why that's still a flight path. But we hit the most
Wild.
turbulence, which is
Yeah,
the
it's
worst.
easier to just to swim through it. I'm joking. That's a joke, Mom. It's a joke.
It's every time you
and
say
the-
a random thing, all three members of your family just dead, like dead face stare at you.
Oh, can't take a joke.
You're the badass of the family now. Own it.
Among
I only have, like, 2
among a
bruises to prove it.
scientist, a gym leader, and a Pokemon ranger, the rookie trainer is somehow the badass.
Hold true to the name of the show.
Unbeatable. But as they're kind of there, you see Sora kind of like, there's like Sora kind of just very much wants to just like talk about what she's been doing over the last couple months.
Yo, go off, sis. Talk.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so basically, I'm so
you're
excited
actually
to talk
taking me
about
up on it. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
go
yeah.
for it.
Do you not want to hear about this?
No, I'm listening. I was just
Because
preparing
there's a present
my
for
body
you
to,
if you're
like,
here for it.
Here, yeah. Talk.
Okay,
Say words.
so basically, I was going around. So you know how I've been doing deep sea research on the outside of Hoenn using like all the new
reckon,
submarine
yeah.
tech that they've got over there.
Mhm.
So
Thanks.
we were headed through an environment recently where we were headed through some underwater caves, and obviously I'm gonna go research underwater caves because, I mean, that's who I am. And we ended up going through, and there was a small air leak in the submarine. We were able to lock off the bulkhead. We were able to make sure that everything stayed sealed. But because of that, we needed to rise pretty quickly. So we spotted that there was an air bubble on our radar, and we ended up heading up towards it. And we found a self-sustaining environment of Pokemon underneath the ocean. How cool is that?
That's very cool. How deep are we talking?
We're talking like 20,000 feet.
That's a lot of feet. Wow. And like, what? How long has it been there for? You reckon?
Well, the best we can tell is some of the Pokemon seem a little bit more like recent genetically that are down there, because there are like the self-sustaining environment includes subterranean plants, subterranean Pokemon, oceanic Pokemon. Some of them seem like they've maybe immigrated there within, the last few decades to 100 years, given that they are kind of very recent evolutions. But this cavern was obviously open to us from the seafloor, so it's going to be open to other Pokemon. But we did note that there were remnants of ancient Pokemon stored there, and we're getting a new grant from the Fossil Society of the Hoenn region because of the amount of ancient Pokemon remains that are down there.
That's cool. Well, hey, I was doing some volunteering at Voss Co, and they gave me 2 free fossil revival vouchers. So if you have anything you want to revive,
How much would you be willing to sell one of those 2 vouchers for me?
How much are you willing to pay me for it? I'm just kidding.
Let me-
You can have it.
No. Seriously, this is grant money. It's not my money.
Oh, Dad, how much should I pay for this? Have this?
Finn goes,
Mom, how much should I ask to have this paid for? What's the going rate for revivification?
remember, always ask the project budget before you try to supply a price.
Sarah, what's your budget looking like?
I'm texting him right now.
That's crazy. Yeah. Done this before many times.
If you're willing to sell us one of those 2 uses, I can approve 40,000 Poke from the grant.
41, or it's a no deal.
She stares at you.
No, I'll take it. It's fine. That's
Okay.
yeah. Humbly accept.
Seriously, so like there's a real thing that you can do.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Are they gonna send it to
I-
me to give to them, or
I can request it via intercontinental transport, like while we're here, as long as there's near a
say
Pokemon Center.
less or more? Actually, specify what you need from me because I know what to
So
do.
basically, if what you're saying is true, I should be able to just supply a fossil and use Voss Co's Revivify machine, right?
Pretty much. Now, I mean, obviously, you may need to like be okay with letting them know like what it is because it's going to be in their facility, but otherwise, yeah.
Okay. I will keep in
There's
contact
probably, like,
with
a
you about that,
form
little
or, like,
brother.
a
That's a good thing to
paperwork
know.
or something.
And you see at this point, Alicia's like, and there are people waiting for us getting waffles. Let's move that way now that we've had a little bit of family conversation. And Alicia kind of herds everybody. And Finn kind of looks over and goes, so what kind of Pokemon are they? And you see he's just like slowly trying to like edge some details out about the new Pokemon that she's going to be trying to resurrect. The 4 of you who went to IHOW, you were able to get all of your meals. Ollie is offered a children's toy by Vermilion and insists, no. I am a big kid now. I do not need a children's meal. I need 2 full adult-sized waffles.
I get
Heard.
5 kids meals for myself.
And respected.
And Vermilion and Ollie both look at each other and goes, and it's like a battle of the wills for like 45 seconds, and Vermilion folds like a piece of wet paper. And they go up and they order 6 adult-sized waffles for them and Ollie to share.
How did you get to be the best friend? I wanted to be the best friend.
What kind of toys come with the kids meals?
The toys, you see
Gavin-
they're like single color like plastic versions of like famous trainers, and you got like 2 duplicates of like Brock, but you also got like a Sabrina and a Lieutenant Surge and a Champion Red.
I'm playing with them all, while I imagine Ollie looks enviously over the table, regretting their decision.
Ollie
to get them
Ollie
toys.
is like, you'll every once in a while you'll see the little glare of like the but Ollie right now has 2 adults fighting over their attention at the moment, so this is like big size action figures.
I'm just playing with them.
As you guys kind of like meet back up with Seth's family, Seth, they're gonna ask you like details about like the tournament. They're gonna ask you about like where they'll be staying, how close it is to the actual stadium, which it's not, by the way. That's the one downside of free lodging, is you guys gotta walk basically the whole city in order to get there every day.
Okay.
But that's why there's all the
I mean, no
personalized
big deal.
scooters and bikes and stuff. Yeah. But Seth, unless there's anything else you want to talk to your family about relatively soon, they're gonna be present now.
Can't really think of much at the moment. I will show Ollie Sail, just because that's the newest Pokemon, and I'm sure they've already seen Richter from.
They had
Father's
definitely
Home
already
area
met
of it.
Richter from the breeding center. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's the best possible number I could have rolled. So,
That one rips feathers.
as
Coryne.
as you kind of like offer Sail to Ollie, and this is like as you're all starting to walk back, right? At this point, Ollie has like been like holding onto both Vermilion and Corinne's hands, and like occasionally they'll do the thing where they like swing back and forth and everything. And you pull out Sail, and both of them are forgotten about immediately. It is that moment where neither of them exist in Ollie's eyes anymore, as your tiny little Spearow lands in Ollie's hand, and it is love at first sight from both Pokemon and child. As you see that, Ollie goes, "You are the prettiest Pokemon I have ever seen in my life." And Sail goes, "Spearow!" And the two of them just stare at each other, and now Sail lives here. That is where Sail lives. That is just sitting on the brim of the little backwards baseball cap with the head up on top of the actual, of like Ollie's head. It is the cutest thing in the world.
I think Coryne is fighting very hard not to faint. Oh, from cuteness overload.
It was, so basically I was rolling not by like how much like Ollie and Sail were going to connect. It was how much is Ollie going to forget about Vermilion and Coryne, and I rolled a 1. I rolled a
That's
1,
funny.
and I was just like, that's beautiful. Okay. So you guys continue through. You can get the family settled and everything, and because you put like the right number of things and you put the paperwork correctly, it's like there are beds for everyone, excluding Ollie, who they brought in a smaller cot for. But Ollie's probably just gonna sleep in their mom's bed. They're like, you can get all the rooms set up, and at a similar time, Gavin, you're gonna get a zzz on your phone, as you are gonna be messaged by 2 separate individuals who have arrived on the island on the same day. As you are going to be messaged by both Tanner and Anne Yoy. As both are also gonna arrive on the island. They're both coming through the North Island port, so it's pretty easy to get there. You just hop on one of the bikes and you could zip there real quick. You get there, and as you arrive, you can see that Tanner and Joyless are actually already in conversation with one another. You'll recall, you and Tanner were in Viridian at the same time, which means Tanner also is already familiar. I know I didn't fuck it up, but you got me with it. I didn't mess it up. I know I didn't, but you made me second guess myself, you fuck.
And that's the power.
But you were all in Viridian at the same time, which means Tanner does already know Nurse Joyless. And you can see there that as you look up, you can see that Tanner's there in his like flannel, like with his tucked in shirt and his big belt buckle and his jeans, and like his one earring and cowboy hat. And you can also see that Joyless is there, and she
Also has a cowboy hat.
not wearing a cowboy hat. But you can see that she is wearing like a black like band tee that has been like slit on the sleeves and like tied back together with like little knots. She's put like black extensions in her hair, like little streaks in her pink hair.
Cute.
And she's kind of talking to Tanner. And he's like, yeah, so anyway, that's why they ended up actually calling me right by accident. It was just this awful, embarrassing situation where I was there. And she goes, there's no
Anna
way.
has no shame. He
There's
does not
no
give a shit.
way. She's like in just utter disbelief. There's no way. And he goes, yeah, no, it was just one of those things that happened to work out. Because, I mean, I'm sitting there, one of the lowest moments I've had in a very long time. And then, I get a call back and it's my buddy Gavin. And she goes, and she sees you walking up. And she goes, oh, so he calls you back. Interesting.
Get over it. I don't say that. I don't say that.
And Tanner goes, oh, look at me. There's Gavin. And he kind of walks up and he's like got like 6 inches of height easy on you. So he just kind of like gives you like a big like hug. He's not like wide. He's kind of more like long and spindly. But he gives you like a big hug. And Joyless kind of like, there's like a, what is the physical contact like moment here?
I swallow all my nerves and just go in for a hug.
Oh, okay. And she kind of gives you like a gentle hug
attaboy.
too. It's not nearly as like squeezy as Tanner's had been. Because, so where are we staying? You told me you had a lodging for us, right?
So we're in like subsidized kind of like it's Voss Co stuff.
Corporate. Okay.
Yeah. They're currently courting Seth and Coryne as potential like
Courting?
partner
Is this
trainers.
the Renaissance?
I don't know
Housing?
what scouting.
Oh, that's interesting. That's pretty
So
crazy.
lost.
I actually know one of their No, I don't know one of their sponsored trainers. Anyway,
Oh, it's not what's the name?
what?
What was that, Tanner?
No, I'm not because it might be his ex.
What was that, Tanner?
So anyway,
not
are
saying
we gonna be? So real quick, I'm actually gonna. Would you mind if we swing by the stadium real quick so I can sign up for the tournament? Then we'll head to the house and we'll get everything settled for a couple days.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, sweet. And Joy kind of gestures with her arms and goes, I don't really have anything else to do, so I guess I'll just stick around.
It's a pretty cool place. There's more stuff there than just the stadium. There's like all the shops are attached to it. If you wanna.
Oh, well, that's actually not bad. How about, and she turns to Tanner and goes, why don't we drop off our bags and then just spend the afternoon over by the stadium if it's a place like that? And he goes, well, I can find that agreeable. I'm sure little Miss Magic would like to be out of the Pokeball for a while. She doesn't like being cooped up in there too long. So we could probably do that. I forgot about little Miss Magic. That's your Miss Magius, right? Yeah, she's sweet on me. I love her so much. Anyway, yeah, we can swing by. We'll say hi to everybody else. In fact, we can invite everybody else, make a group outing of it all.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Is the Wake group with us or?
So this is just you right now.
This is just me.
you.
Right,
This is
okay.
just you.
Sorry.
But over the course of the next 20 minutes, you can get them and their luggage to you can get one of the little wagons to go on the back of a bicycle. Get them and their luggage
Tuck.
to the house. And it's that thing where because you guys registered at the same time, the Seth house and the Gavin house are right next to each other.
Yes.
So it's just your own little end of a cul-de-sac that you guys have access to for the
And
tournament.
then Coryne has a whole
Party.
building to themselves.
Yeah.
The lonely spinster that they are.
Excuse me,
Fucking
if
dare,
I
first
remember
of all.
correctly, Coryne was tossing an invite out to Poppy, if I remember correctly.
This is
Did
accurate.
that happen?
And Poppy sends you a regretful text saying she can't come.
What
a bitch! Kidding, I love her so
Poppy's
much.
got
Good
more
thing you
important
broker
plot
to
lines happening right
teleport.
now.
She's
Get us
busy.
there
Corinne texts back and is like, what the fuck are you doing that you can't come hang out with
Invite
me?
Goke.
Gog? Yeah, let's see if Gary Oak shows up. Yeah, he doesn't have any major things going on right now.
No, not
Of course he doesn't. Poppy does all of his work.
Because she's
Um,
that bitch. Yes.
Yeah, once you guys get everyone settled, though,
He's the goat, but she's the goat.
the next couple days are like kind of really nice. You've done your training, you're feeling a little bit more confident, you're getting a better idea of like yourselves and your teams. You're now getting to hang out with your loved ones, friends, and family. Like, Seth, it is an interesting experience once again being in a house with your sister, you know, her child, both of your parents. It's like that's something that's never really happened because like she moved out before she ever had Ollie. So it's this sort of like interesting kind of dynamic of like, oh yeah, I get to wake up and see my mom and dad and also my sister and also Ollie. And it's a good feeling. The other two of you, Coryne, you are sad that Poppy can't make it. However, your mom does send you a very heartfelt text message that eventually leads into a phone call. Basically like, I love you. I'm so proud of you. If you have time, please call me. You know, I really want to wish you good luck before the tournament kind of thing. And she like makes it very clear that her and the boys, the little Pokemon, are keeping an eye on your Pokemon journey. And Gavin, you receive similar text messages from your mom and sister, but also you're now balancing living with both Tanner and Joyless for a couple days. And it is an interesting vibe. Something that you are going to come to find out is A, Tanner has no shame in terms of his conversation talking about his backstory of any kind. And B, this man runs through X's. This man has so many X's.
Oh
One
my
of which,
god.
My sister.
Can you? No, don't introduce your sister though, because that's a
Oh my god.
that's a potential. But what I was gonna say is, could you roll me a persuade check, please?
Persuade that would be a saucy 20.
So one of the pieces of information that was teased at in your first conversation with Tanner here ends up becoming pretty relevant pretty quickly. One of those X's does include one Sammy Annie, current sponsored trainer of Voss Co. So he is reticent to actually go to the tower at any point in time with you guys.
That is juicy.
It is big drama.
That's something we can pull out next time she's a
She's a bitch.
Dude, the next time she says shit, I'm gonna be like, yeehaw, Miss Thing, yeehaw.
On one of the afternoons, when it's all of the trainers kind of having organized like a hangout, you guys have gone and done things at the Pokemon Stadium, you trained your Pokemon, you shopped for clothes, you got new battle items, you did all of your things. One day, all of the trainers, so you three plus Vermilion and Tanner, and then Joyless is also there. All of you come together at one point and are just kind of chilling in the couch in the house that Gavin has been assigned. And all of you except for Nurse Joy are going to get the same alert on your phones at the same time. You have all received an email from the tournament board.
Ooh.
So this email is pretty important because it says urgent newsletter, updates to tournament rules. So the letter starts off with an apology. It says, hello, trainer. You have signed up for our tournament. We apologize for any issues that this may cause, but the tournament board has decided to alter the rules of the tournament. Here, I'm pulling. Given the immense participation that we received and the large numbers of trainers that have found their way to the island for the tournament, we have decided to cap the number of entrants at 1,024 entrants. That is significantly higher than our initial expectations for the tournament, and as such, we have made some changes to the rules. There will now be 5 preliminary rounds that will happen before televised individual battles begin. After the 5 preliminary rounds have taken place, each of which will be single elimination, we will then begin our top 64 tournament, which will be the majority of the televised content of the tournament. Prizes will begin at top 16. Given the change in number of rounds that we have decided to allow, after the preliminary rounds, each trainer will be allowed to swap one member of their team between each round. So in layman's terms, you all are starting with teams of 2, and you have to stick with those teams of 2 through the preliminaries. But now, starting at top 64, every time you battle, you can swap out one of your Pokemon. So,
Holy
say you have
shit.
Prince and Bugle, you can choose to swap one of them out for Ava after top 64. The next one, you can swap Prince back in, or you could swap to Queenie, or you could swap to, any number of your Pokemon. But you're only allowed to swap the one per each round. This is going to significantly change how battling works and the balance of the tournament, because it favors people who have more Pokemon a little bit more.
Well,
Especially because there are going to be multiple battles on multiple days. It gives you a breakdown of what the 5 days of the tournament are going to look like. Initially, this tournament was only supposed to be 4 days, but they've spread it now to 5 to be able to fit all of the different rounds. So, on day 1 will be the preliminary rounds for prelim 1024, prelim 512, and prelim 256. That is going to bring the total number of people down from 1,024 to 128. In the first day, they're going to get rid of 90% of the competition in 3 rounds. On day 2, so day 1, you're doing 3 battles.
okay.
Also, for the audience, we are not physically going to run through all of the battles. Do not worry. We have truncated rules for this.
That would be
a
a lot.
lot of content to do for a lot of people to keep track of. Don't worry, we have rules.
Guys, we're
only going to
finally
really
at the
play out
semifinals, and it's June of next
It's
year.
crazy.
And we're
Our
on
next
24.
anniversary will be finishing, yeah.
26.
But day 1 is going to be the most intensive
Start the
battling day.
tournament.
Day 1 is going to be the most intensive battling day because you're going to have 3 battles on day 1. Day 2 is going to conclude the prelims, doing prelim 128 and prelim 64. So if you make it through day 2, you'll be in the top 64 of the tournament. Okay? With that, day 3 is going to be the first day of actual covered, like, individual battles. You are going to have 2 battles. You're going to have the morning battle, which is going to be the top 64. And then you're going to have a top 32 in the bottom, in the next battle, which is going to be the battles of the top 32. Day 4 will be the quarterfinals and then the semifinals. And day 5 will be the finals of the tournament. And I have all of this written down if you guys need this repeated post the session. Just letting you. For the 2 of you who don't take
I
instantaneous
got it
notes,
all.
I got you.
I got it all.
Bro, I'm barely
Just
here
kidding.
right now.
I probably
Yeah,
missed
sorry.
a lot.
So
Finals.
with that is going to change things significantly. Also, it means that certain individuals who made a business, this isn't in the email, but it's something that, like, you guys can get onto pretty quickly. Certain individuals who made it their business to go purchase tournament information, maybe that information is not as valuable as it once was, because now it'll only get them through the prelims.
Aria.
Sorry, Arya. I'm sorry for that asshole, but whose business I've ruined.
You doxed.
So basically, in order to get through the top 16, which is the kind of bet that you made with Addo and Voss, you guys need to get through day 3 of the tournament. That is
Easy.
7 battles. What are we actually going to play out of those? 3.
3. Okay, good.
I have a middling amount of faith in you all. A middling
What
amount. I think
the
one of you.
fuck?
I think one of
Feels
you might
I'm
make it to the
some
quarterfinals.
confidence.
Yeah,
I am
some
proud
confidence.
enough that someone in, like, one of the previous episodes called out that I'm the only one who's stayed unbeatable this entire time.
Yeah.
And as long as it's gotten to this far, I'm fine with it. So I'm not expecting to win. I honestly was expecting to win the first battle, so the fact that I got this far is impressive.
I don't consider what happened in that battle with me and Jeremy as a loss. I don't take that as a loss.
Okay, fair enough. But that is sudden news that you were all given, and you do see Tanner sweat just a little bit. He goes, "Oh boy, that's not good news for me."
How many Pokemon you got?
2.
Hey, same.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
not really.
Mhm. Speaking of which, Seth, you actually really only have 2 right now because you have not been able to get Sail back from Ollie this entire
Yeah.
time.
I've only got 4 viable fighters because Team Bonk are currently level 1.
Only 4. 4 is so much more than 2. Some might say
twice
it's
as
double.
much.
Yeah.
Some would
Oh.
say it's double.
That's actually really bad news for me. Well, I'm sure that Little Miss Magic and Specs will get me through, though. We still got, what, a day or 2 till the tournament? Maybe I'll look at... Maybe I'll...
I don't think we saw the snow run you were looking for.
Oh, that's okay. I appreciate it. I put out the offer because I'd love to, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is maybe I'll just go into the caves, maybe tonight. And he just starts looking at his wristwatch and he goes, maybe I'll just It's not gonna do me any good because I can't change out till top 64 though.
Just go as far as you can, and then worry about it
see
later.
what we do. Yeah. I mean, Little Miss Magic's been training up, and it takes a lot to be able to hit her. So we'll see. You know
Trust
what?
yourself and your Pokemon,
confident.
and you'll go as far as you can go.
Yeah, I'm confident. You can see like Joyless like giggles as you say that. No, but are you guys all gonna be okay with these changes? Like, I haven't kept up. What do your teams look like right now?
What are the rules? Does the Pokemon that you use have to be registered to your name?
In official tournaments, yeah, you do have to use your own Pokemon.
Okay, we could really mess the competition up if we borrowed each other's Pokemon, but never mind.
Yeah, in official tournaments, you have to own your own Pokemon.
Dang, that would have been brilliant.
That would have been really good.
We could have mashed together teams. That would have been so cool. Next time.
We still could, but he's gotta use the trade
Victor's
machine.
gonna listen to anyone who's not Seth?
Yeah, I talk to him different.
Yeah. We still theoretically could, but we'd have to use the trade machine every time, and that'd probably get expensive fast.
I'm over it.
It costs money to use the trade machine.
I don't know. I've never traded a Pokemon before.
Does it? I have.
It was
think you
charged for
bought
you
a
to get
Pokemon.
the Pokemon. Like, the trade machine itself is totally free.
Yeah, that's like
Just
being like
we
this
could
water
totally do
fountain
it.
costs
We could
$30
theoretically do
to
it.
drink from.
Jesus.
We
Yeah,
could
I think I am gonna
theoretically
head
trade
out to the cavern though. I think I do want to give a quick look for Snow just to see if I can find one.
Do you need any assistance?
No, it's good. It's good. I should be
Also,
more
the
insane.
tournament's not everything. If you've got a snow run on your mind, if you eyeing them to join the team, then there's life after the tournament.
No, yeah, 100%. It's just I'm worried about. I'm not even worried necessarily about the prelims. I'm more worried about once I start hitting quarterfinals and we're starting to deal with trainers who are 4 or 5 badge trainers from last season coming in, and they're gonna have fresh teams that they're gonna be able to swap out. Their Pokemon are gonna be totally ready to go. Because if you're look at the email, right? Top 64 and top 32 are same day. One of your Pokemon is gonna go into that battle. So if you don't swap out, both your Pokemon are going into that battle still as hurt as they were from the last match. But no matter what, one of them's going in that hurt. So that's gonna be hard to deal with. Battles are gonna go faster, sure, but
Blanches.
yeah. Vermilion at this point just sits down their phone.
Can we use healing stuff on them between those two
I'm
battles?
sure we can. I'm sure we can. I think I'm gonna make a quick stop at they are like Halo than normal. I'm gonna make a quick stop at the Pokemon Center. I'll be back.
I think can I get if you wouldn't mind Coryne is like gonna go with him.
I feel like
Okay.
Seth is watching everyone have these like breakdowns of like, oh my team, my strategy. And I'm just like, I'm just
I got my
participating.
guys.
I am
I'm chill.
participating.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
And just worried about my
I'm here to put on a good show.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you kind of say that, Gavin, Anna's gonna look over and go, "That's actually a pretty healthy mindset." I think these guys are worried for nothing, to be honest. And Tanner goes, "No, I'm worried for something." Really goes, "I'm not worried. No one's ever been worried. I'm not worried at all." No, I'm very worried.
The only thing I'm worried about is who's going to win that Omnistone.
Well, it's not going. It's probably, to be honest, I'm going to be reaching for it. It's probably not going to be us though.
But
Not with that attitude.
They're going to be on the market in like 6 months, and I've got quite a bit saved up, so maybe I'll just be able to get one.
What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know yet.
should we,
The whole world of possibility.
out of character, should we tell these guys about the potential terror threat? I feel like we ought to.
Corinne's so nervous about saying anything. Corinne's gotten very tight-lipped about the whole situation, so Corinne won't breach that subject first.
But if we don't tell them and then something happens and they get caught unawares,
The responsibility of knowledge. That's the moral quandary you're running into right now.
It's that thing of like, I've time traveled. What year?
1941.
1940.
Oh shit!
Oh, I was even
September
going more
10th,
recent. I was going like,
2001.
yeah,
2001? Oh no.
you'd be a day late.
September
No, I'm just
10th,
kidding.
2001, day early.
No,
dude.
I'm thinking of
The
a
month, not
different
the day.
terrorist attack.
Anyway, we're off this subject.
Just cut that.
The question is though, are you like is it a big thing for you guys? Do you think that you as a group should tell them?
I don't think
Okay.
we have to worry because we have increased the amount of ace trainers that are present. Not just the ace trainers that are of Voss Co hire.
Those are
And-
ex-ace trainers.
They are aware of it.
Those are
Because
ace
they're
trainers who
I
join the
think they're gonna
corporate
try
sector.
Something. They're gonna try something.
Okay.
You really think?
Absolutely. There's gonna be some kind of attempt on this tournament.
It's just that everywhere Graham goes, shit goes down, and I just want to just. Yeah, you can tell him.
Oh, I do want to ask me, Madre and Padre, how the dittos are faring,
Okay.
and how that Dragonair? No, Dragon.
Yeah, did they get the
Dragonair. Yeah,
Dragonair.
you guys have not broached that subject yet. Real quick, before we move from this scene, we were having a conversation. Are you going to tell them? Because Coryne has just agreed
hands
to
up
tell
if
them.
you think we should tell them. Okay, then tell them. If you're on the fence, then go. I'm
do
like
it.
I don't
Go
think
for it.
it's
Okay.
they don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it.
Okay, guys. So there's.
You don't have to go through the whole spiel.
I was gonna softball.
This was-
like,
this was
there's
just
not a
a-
reason to.
Yeah.
There's no reason for alarm.
Uh-huh.
But just so you guys are in the loop. And then I
And
tell
then you tell them another thing. Okay. Yeah. Tanner
We'll be
has
back.
just spent the last several months in northern Kanto, so he's not worried. He's pretty confident. TBH. He'll actually let you know that he went through. I think he mentioned this before, but he actually went through Mount Moon before it exploded and was in Cerulean during the day of.
This magic gave him the old razzmatazz, if you know what I mean.
Anne seems a little bit shook, but is relatively okay. But it's definitely information that they appreciate having, and I'm going to keep that in mind in the future. With the Dragonair and the Ditto, your dad is happy to inform you.
We go next door.
Yeah, literally for dinner in like 20 minutes you can walk over.
Oh, is it one of those
Like,
duplexes
you
that
got
has like, the
hotels
door
next to each other? Yeah, we got a door in between.
Yeah. Your father is able to let you know the Ditto were able to be extracted from their Pokeballs,
Nice.
using a device that would do that. I just realized I was going to use the term of what that device would do in a title for it, and no matter what combination of words I came up with, it's
Ballbuster.
inappropriate. Yeah, I was like,
Breaker.
yeah, that was the
Ball.
vibes I was going to go for. And then I said, no, I'm not going to put that soundbite on the internet. But you
Too
did,
late.
so good for you.
We broke out the old ball busters on them.
Exactly.
Yeah. we did.
And they
These
are
Pokemon are busting my ball.
reticent to interact with other Pokemon right now, but they seem just happy to be able to move around.
Are they hanging out with each other at least?
That's the thing, is they're pretty much
Okay.
have a corner of like the yard that's just for them that they've been hanging out at. But it seems like your father's been slowly getting like the aides and stuff to like slowly work on getting them to like reintegrate to society. The Dragonair is a little bit of a different story. It
Killed 3
is
lab tags already.
physically
Shut
healed.
up.
It's actually the exact opposite. It just seems really sad. It just kind of sleeps all day. And one of the things that Finn Wake will let you know is he's getting closer and closer to just approving it so that it can go out in the world and maybe find something that'll make it happier. Because physically, it's safe. It doesn't seem to be a danger to really itself or anyone else. It just is very sad all the time.
Feeling lonely.
I kind of look at Mr. Wake and I say, okay, so in your opinion, I did technically claim it. Do you think it would be wise for me to take it, or do you think it would be better? Like honestly, do you think it would be okay with me, or do you think it should go somewhere else?
I think that it should probably... No, sorry, that's not his voice. I think that it should probably go back into the world at some point. You got to throw a fish back every once in a while. And I think that it's going to be better if it's in the hands of a trainer where and I can be kept on it versus if it were just to be let out into the wild or stay forever in one of my paddocks.
So that's
You're like a really
that's
good trainer.
Yes, I can. You think it would be okay with me?
I would be willing to, when I get back, to certify the rest of that paperwork if you promise that you can take care of it and you will put an active effort towards letting it see a little bit more of the world.
Yeah.
Nod your head, Coryne. Yes.
I mean, that's kind of the goal. So, yeah.
Okay. Then, when I get back to Cerulean, I will sign the paperwork and we'll get it sent off.
Yes.
Okay, cool, great, awesome, thank you.
With that kind of like emotional conversation out of the way, you all have your dinner. Vermilion eventually returns from the Pokemon Center that they headed off to. And we will kind of, over the next couple days, take us into the beginning of the tournament at Seafoam City, where as you guys get to the stadium, you walk by sort of like the malls and the spas and everything, and all of the shops are almost fully closed at this point, as everyone is out and they want to just go watch the tournament. There are droves of trainers and tournament watchers all making their way towards the stadium. There is a lot of nerves and plot lines going on right now. Like, you are aware of people who you find dangerous. Graham, Gavin's father. You are aware that there is a lot going on in the world. There is the Diglett Caves, Mount Moon. You are aware that there are individuals who have their eyes on you. Voss Co, the information broker, the Rangers. There is a lot that is riding on everything that is going forward. And as you guys kind of step towards, you find yourselves as 4 individuals who are just in the crowd of 1,000 trainers that have all made their way here. You hear different accents and languages of people who have come from outside of the regions of Kanto who have made their way here for this tournament. Eventually, you are led through the front gates. It is like 7 a.m. and you are led through the front gates of the physical stadium and you are brought to the overcrowded locker rooms and oversaturated waiting areas where registration slowly comes in and they give each of you a number. You are going to be given a number based off of when you registered. So in order, Gavin, you are 1902. Seth, you are 1903. Coryne, you are 1904. And Vermilion is 1905. Each of you have your numbers that are going to be called when the tournament begins. As you start to get ready and start to kind of feel the energy of the tournament, you occasionally will spot people that are familiar to you from across your time here in the tournament itself. You see Tanner walking about, his cowboy hat on, and every once in a while you'll see a glimmer behind his shadow as Little Miss Magic is kind of standing there, ghostly and phantasmically behind him. Occasionally you'll see Arya walk by, muttering to herself, looking at a notepad and kind of like biting on the end of a pencil, writing something down. You will spot a shock of yellow hair as you do spot Spike Surge walking through one of the things. You did not believe he was going to be taking part in this tournament. Turns out he's changed.
What's up?
You do spot Vermilion at one point walking away from you guys, speaking to a couple other people it seems like that they are aware of from their former season. It means that you are not just up against rookies, you are up against experienced trainers. At one point,
cool if they have cooler friends, it's whatever. It's
you see Genki walk by looking just as confused and clueless as he had when you met him on the road the other day. And there are, again, 1,000 trainers in this tournament area. And as we get ready, I'm going to roll a die.
What were our numbers again?
1902 through 1905.
You were 1903.
Shit.
As you stand there in the thing, as you stand there kind of in the locker room, you're going to hear, well, contestants 723 and 1902, please make their way to field C. And as the first matches of the tournament begin, we are going to lead off next time with Gavin's preliminary battle as we get into the Seafoam City tournament. Fucking finally, we've been here for like 10 episodes.
Did we do our
we didn't do our
bad guy
rolls.
rolls?
Yeah.
We do have 3. Oh, we know we have 7 more bad guy rolls to do. We're going to do those.
Let's do them.
Off camera. All right.
Could we do them here and then cut and then go to it and then be like, take it away?
So what
If
we're gonna
anything
do?
happens.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna do them off camera, and we're just gonna hard cut to whatever our reaction is at the end of it, and then we'll pass it on to the end of the episode. Yay! So now I'll make.
All right,
I
everyone
want us all
just
to
be
make an
like-
expression that is exactly how we felt from that.
Right.
Okay, those are very different expressions than what the four of us just had. All right, and thank you
I
guys so much for
listen,
joining
I-
us. Take it away.
Wow, what a great episode. Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable. To support us, head over to our Patreon, where you can get access to our Discord. There we interact with our community and gather questions for our Q&As. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes. I'm gonna be the best trainer. You just wait, and I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable.